And if it's Tuesday, normally it's the Wheels in Motion show. But due to some holiday travel on by myself and the holidays themselves, Wheels in Motion is going to be on Monday throughout the end of the year, and then we'll resume on Tuesdays come 2020. So that makes it a little more challenging. We've got exhaustion risk all over the place, and what I mean by that is anytime you got these spies going into the highs and Qs just blasting into the highs, you just got to keep defending. It's not the end of the world. It just you're not coming back to a previous range, and so we know that, and so a lot of that means you're just going to have to keep defending. You don't want anything 2-2 and against you on the daily that's going to be anywhere close to going 2-2 down on the weekly. So there's that. So what we do have is you got Tesla still inside quarter to the upside and then picking up some steam. However, it's done its job. It's on the highs of the year. So we would prefer, and let me tighten this up, we would prefer to have it come in a bit. And so when I say come in a bit, here you go, inside 30, 60 at the end of the day, and wait for stuff like that instead of just keep blasting into the highs where you might get into some trouble. If we go to now, NOW, this was in the weekend video, and you'll see this weekly here, and you can see this triangle we've been watching forever. Did we know about this? We did. Like that. Now, this is why I talk about triangle layout. Boom. Let it correct. And then now, here, hammer upper, over 273.80. And so it's a nice day for that. Now, the magnitude is when we can take this at 284. So you don't have too much meat on them bones. But if you can do that, then you can start getting this monthly back cruising here over that 284.29er. And then maybe talk about getting towards the new highs. We've got SEDG. I know I'm going to be repetitive on a lot of this stuff, but stuff that's not going into new highs is certainly good for going to new highs, 96.68 here. And like I said, there's not too much meat on them bones, but you do have that monthly in force, and you just look for anything like the daily, and here you go, triangle out right here. See this? And so oftentimes people will take positions like as soon as the monthly breaks, and then get stopped out, and that's fine because you want to take this 3 here. When this gets stopped out here, 2-2, that's fine. But then you want to be able to keep things on the radar because a lot of people have trouble doing that. They say, "Oh, I got stopped out. I'm gonna try another one." Like, no, it's still good on that monthly if you can re-break it, and this is what it would look like. You get your reversal on the daily, and you can see the difference here, above 82.99, and there's $10 in 4 days. All right, so goal is to hopefully take this out, but we'll see. iRobot, and iRobot inside day today. And inside day today, still watching this lower level, try to see if we can get this thing going. It's been a lot higher. We know that. It's a potential outside month. We know that. And that would be 52.24. So you got a little bit more on that too. If we can take that out, no reversal on the weekly as yet. Here's your reversal. 2-2, and now it's so far still inside, but no reversal on the weekly if you took that last week. PayPal here, and that goes 2 up, 2 down, 2 weaker to the upside, and that takes the inside month here. So for the rest of the month, if you get buy signals over 108.39 with full time frame continuity, who knows, maybe we can take a shot up into there because you got some distance on that, which is good. If we go to CTXS, still inside month, but once again, strong move, corrective activity, 2-2 weaker, right back up over 111.20. So you're there. We're going to look for more signals there. We got obviously the bios, bouncing around here, and that's like a daily shenanigan type of deal. But you have an inside day here to try and get out of here. And otherwise you try and go back through, but it's case by case. GWPH doing this, still trying to come out of here, and there's your big daily try and new month. So you do have green in your inside, and on the weekly, remember it's 3-2 to the upside here over 109.05, and you can watch that with blue here. Still trying to get outside of this, backs off a little bit on the close, but above 92.04 is really where you want to get this thing going because you've got the monthly doing this, the 2-2 reversal here over 87.62. EXAS, and this thing right here, trying to go 2-2 monther over 91.42. You got 4 cents, and that'll be a 2-2 reversal on that thing. And this baby's used to be somebody and knows how to heat up, and you can see it's starting to come up right now and try and come up through previous range like we like. If we go to, and also China, in China, maybe you get a little China movement. We can watch that WB Baidu as this deal sinks in and see how they react on that. On the downside, we got Boeing. Boeing That's potential Momo shooter here, and that does this monthly inside month and down here, and we know that below 339.50 or handily below that, and you can watch your 60. So this is essentially like a sideways inside day, and what I mean by that is you had your opening range and then you stayed in there the whole time. So I want to know about that, and that to start tomorrow, and then exhaustion risk would be taking this out, but you would have the monthly and all that kind of stuff. But this is essentially an inside bar, because once you have an inside bar and you don't get out of the bar that it was inside of, you revert to a sideways one, which is this is all one inside bar of this. Oracle, this is in the weekend vid, and Oracle on a strong up day here does this weekly 222 to the downside, monthly here, inside month to the downside here, below 54.55. JCI, and JCI, just anything taking out yesterday's last week's or last month's lows. This is a 222 month down here below 41.51, and now you're gonna have an inside day. So we'll see if we can get measured move and puke out of that thing would be nice. Beyond the meat. Aish. Doesn't fall apart, but just watching any of these weeklies here, inside week to the downside, below 73.40. Now, if it's going to one bar rev strat, it would come back into that range and change this green tomorrow, the opening of 75. So it goes through 75. Now your potential one bar rev strat back up on the weekly. So you can watch that for either one of those. F5 and F5, still an inside week, but that has my attention because of this monthly here, the inside month to the downside. So you got a little distance on that, but certainly would have my attention on that. On the monthlies, you got a bunch of the airlines, and they're not too exciting, but they are 2-2 month to the downside. You got Love down below there, and United still below. They had a rally today a little bit, but we'll see. Newell, NWL, and not a big range, but 2-2 month to the downside here, below 1872 weekly, 222 here below 1875. You had some weakness in some retail, and then Jack in the Box triangle. I've been watching this baby. Doesn't make it easy, but there's your 2, boom. Now if we can come all the way and puke through there, that would be nice. They're going after taking out last month's lows, continuation, and just garden variety triangle them out and see if they want to bring her in. Tractor Supply, outside month already to the downside, and this week here's 222 to the downside. Tractor Supply below 94.92. Ulta Salon still inside week, but you start off the day this week 222, so you got a gapper into here. We'll see what comes of that, so we'll see if we can go inside week and down. Brooks Automation, BRKS. Brooks, and today that was in the halftime show because you had the 2, boom, pivot machine gun back through previous range, which caused this, the 2-2 reversal on the monthly. So this is below 42.58. VMW, and VMW still 2-2 month to the downside, handily on the weekend here, like this. Daily potential rev strat back up or continuation through here, so almost either way on this thing. Stamps doing this 2-2 month here below 80.21. You're almost there if they want to repuke this thing. PKG, and PKG pops back up a little bit on the month, but you can keep an eye on this with the weekly, and I know a lot of things are a little tight, but you do have inside week to the downside by 110.59. PGNY, now this is going inside month to the downside here after a mighty run below 25.05. You're there, and then the weekly, I'm sorry, that's a weekly, and the monthly, it's red. All right, so you've got that weekly coming in and does the 1 bar outside day on here, but you can monitor the weekly here below 25.05. And SBGI, all sorts of trouble here. And whenever you see this monthly like this, and you're like, what's all this stuff down in here? May as well wipe it out. And it's been painfully slow, but it's inside day, and you can see this is walking, 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 walking. So we'll see what comes of that. And it's a little bit short today, but like I said, we got a lot of exhaustion risk. We're going to be starting off the new year. We got some short and holiday weeks coming up. We're at all-time highs. So we could use a little corrective activity as far as the market's concerned for a little bit more opportunity. But if you can consistently know where to be in the sequence where I talk about constantly about where do you want to be. So today, for tomorrow, you don't want to go after anybody taking out today's lows, right? And if you can take out last week's lows, that would help, right? And then if you get corrective activity and you start pulling back up, you go back to anything taking out today's highs or last week's highs, and just keep going back and forth as such. All right, that's going to do it for today. So like I said, I'm out until Friday if you're on the VTF, and coaching and Wheels in Motion is going to be on Mondays, the best we can do it. So if you're on the VTF, certainly help everybody out. Call out all the stuff that we do. Keep scanning and keep stratting. That's going to do it for today. I'm Rob Smith, the Black VTF here, T3 Live, the Wheels in Motion show.